Good evening. Welcome. Welcome to the Strong Connections, How to Build Them webinar. My name is Devante, and I am really excited to be speaking with you today because what we're going to be going over today is going to be information that you've probably never encountered before. And I definitely want to make sure that I help you get what it is that you want out of this webinar, okay? Because I want you guys to know exactly how to build strong connections with people, okay? Now, before we dive into this, I want to know, because everybody has a various different reason for coming to the webinar today or tonight, and I want to know, what is it that you're really trying to get out of coming to this webinar? Okay, like, is there a relationship that you're trying to mend? Do you want to know how you can connect with people better, as it says in the title, how to build strong connections? What is it that you're looking to get out of this webinar? Okay, I want you to type that in for me. And as you type that in, I'm going to give you a little information about me. My name is Devante. I am from Alabama in the United States of America. I have been in Ireland for 7 years, and I've been working with people since the age of 15. I've been working with people, just helping them progress in life since I was 15 years old, and I'm much older now. But I've been helping people for a very long time, and I have information. I've come across tech that works, that can be utilized in life, as you're going to see today. Hi, Nicolene. So if you guys, I would love to hear you guys. I would love to hear what it is that you're looking to get out of this webinar, okay? Because as you know, there's a lot of information that can be given on how to build strong connections. There's tons of information that can be given. Where they go wrong, how to do it, how to approach people. It's so much data that can be given. I have a lot of data that I can give, but I want to make sure that I give you exactly what you need. Hi, Pavel. Hi, Grace. How are you? Now, is there anybody who has a connection that they have in their life that they want to fix, that they want to mend it? They actually want to fix a connection. And does anyone here have a connection in their life? Like, they know someone that they want to connect with, but they're not sure how to connect with this person. Anybody have any of those two things? All right, Nicolene, gotcha. Good. Family, good. Thank you, Nicolene. Good. Looking to meet new people, build strong relationships. All right. Good. Now, there are 4 factors that I'm going to talk to you about today. 3 of them are all very much connected with each other when it comes to building connections with people. And this is a very, very basic fundamental of life that sometimes we do naturally, but we don't know that we're doing this. So therefore, us not knowing that we're doing it, we don't do it all the time. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce you to a very magical triangle. Okay? I don't know if you guys believe in magic, but I do believe in magic. And this weekend, I actually met a magician. He did some really cool stuff with a card, but we can talk about that later. But I'm going to introduce you to a triangle. And this triangle is going to be the hot topic of conversation for today. Okay? This triangle has 3 parts. And each one of these parts we're going to talk about. All right? But when it comes to building strong connections, there's one thing that I want you to know. Okay? If you think connections are just going to pop out of nowhere and there's not much work you have to put into it, this is probably not going to be the most happy webinar that you go to, because That's definitely not what building strong connections entail of. If we are building something, that means we are actively creating it. We are the ones putting work in to make it so. The other person has to put work in as well, but we are the ones that are trying to build this connection. Now, as you'll see in the webinar, relationships, connections, they go two ways, okay? It's not just one person doing all the work. Both people have to do some work, but we'll get further into that soon, okay? Now, all life operates on this one thing, this magic triangle that's behind me. You're going to see what I mean when I talk about this. First, we're going to start with A. That's the first part of the triangle. A. When I say A, I'm talking about affinity. Affinity can be looked at. I'm going to be giving you things from this book called New Slant on Life. But when I say affinity, I mean a degree of liking. So you can like something to a very small degree. You can like something to a bigger degree. I like chocolate. And I like protein. I know those two things are they're very dissimilar. But I like chocolate, I like protein. What are some things that you like? This is affinity. Degree of liking. I want you guys to type out some things that you like. That's affinity for anybody who's taking notes. So what are some things that you like? What are some things that you have affinity for? Whether it be big or small. Big affinity. Riding your bike. Very good. Thank you, Nicolene. Books. I love it. That's amazing. I love books as well. Now, you can have a lot of affinity for something. You can also have a little affinity for something. And you can also have a negative affinity for something. Like, I don't like it. Okay? So something that some people don't like are spiders. Some people don't like rodents. I know some men that don't like dogs. They're very afraid of dogs. So you have things that you like, and then you have things that you don't like. Okay? Now, I want you to think of something. Think of a few things that you know that you like that someone else likes. Okay? And now, because we're going to get into the second part of the triangle. Okay? I want you guys to think of something that you like that you know someone else likes. And if you can think about the person that you know that likes this, that'll be even better. Okay? So what is something that you know that you like that someone else likes? So for instance, going out with a ship, very good, Nicolene, very good. So I'm supposed you have a group of people that you go out with the ship with, right? Like I have a friend, she likes music, very specific type of music, and I also like that very specific type of music. Two people, okay, great. So you and these two people, you go to the ship. Grace, you like going to the pub? I like the music at the pub. I love going to the pub, the socialness of it, the music, the atmosphere, it's beautiful. Everything about that is amazing. And it's so fun just to be there and have a great time with your friends or people that you don't know, just complete strangers. But we all share this common reality. And that's the second part of the triangle, reality. So we have affinity, reality. Now, reality are things that we agree to be, okay? If I like going to the pub, Grace, you like going to the pub, hey, I'm probably going to meet you at a pub someday. And then we'll just have a merry crack right there. You know, we'll just have a great time. But if I like doing something, someone else likes doing something, we both share reality on that thing, okay? I'm not going to talk to someone who doesn't like being around cigarettes or alcohol about going to the pub. because I don't know of any alcohol-less or smokeless pubs. I know people can go outside and smoke, but I know that there's going to be alcohol at a pub. So I'm not going to talk to someone who doesn't like alcohol about going to a pub, because I know that they don't like that, okay? That's not very real to them. They have no affinity for it, okay? They don't like it. So this is something that is a very basic component of when it comes to building a relationship. You have affinity, which is the degree of likingness that you have for something, and then you have reality, which is that thing that is real to you. Okay, so the ship is very real to you. I feel like we got some new people that just came in. Hey, how's it going? Welcome. But I want you guys to give me some more. Let's get some more stuff. Give me some things that are very real to you. Give me some things that are very real to you. Like the gym is very real to me. I love going to the gym. It's very real to me. It's very solid because the weights are heavy. I love it. So what are some things that are very real to you? Now, some people may disagree with you on it, but what is real to you is real to you. Very good. Oh, nice. Oh, nice cat. You have a cat. Very good. So what are some things that are real to you? Let's get some more answers down there. So I'm gonna go with some things that were been said already. We got the pub, got the ship, cat. What else we got? Food. The beach. Very good. I like it. I love it. Beach. Nice. So all of these things are things that are real to us. Okay? Food is something that everybody likes to some degree. Because if you didn't like food, you probably wouldn't want to eat food. And if you went very long without eating food, you wouldn't be alive. It's just kind of how that goes. So we like food to the degree that it helps us survive. Okay? Now, I love food. I love cooking food. I love learning new recipes. I love doing different things with recipes. Hello there. Mark. Hey, Mark. Good to hear from you from Instagram. Now, we have things that are very real to us. And what we do with these things is the last part of the triangle. And that is communication. Now, communication is an exchange of ideas between two people. Okay? So you have person here, person here. They communicate. They're talking about some subject. Okay? Now, let's say, for instance, just because this is the easiest thing to draw, they're talking about ice cream. They both like ice cream, okay? And the fact that they're talking about ice cream means they both like it, they have affinity for it, it's real to them. They're communicating about it. So they have what we call ARC. Okay? ARC. This is affinity, reality, and communication. You have this individual talking to this individual about ice cream. Okay? Now, this is the basic component of life. And when you know how to use ARC, you can see how you can build strong relationships. And we're going to dive really deeply into how we can use this. So, Grace, you like going to the pub. You like the pub. You also like the beach. So, if I want to connect with Grace, if I want to build a strong connection with Grace, thing that I know right now that I can talk to her about, she also likes books as well. So she also likes books. Sorry if you feel like I'm putting you on the spot, Grace, but you gave me some really good examples. So Grace likes books, pub, going to the beach, depending on the weather, okay? Now, if I want to build a strong connection with Grace, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask her questions about the best book that she read. Hey, what's your favorite book? What did you like about it? And from there, we're going to have communication. And we're going to talk about those subjects because I know that this is real for her. This is me wanting to build a connection with Grace. Therefore, I'm going to talk about things that are very real to her, that she has affinity for. And what's going to happen is, at first, our ARC is going to be very small, like this. Okay? Thank you, Grace. But as we continue communicating, our triangle is going to grow. Then it's going to grow some more. And then it's going to grow some more. And the cool thing is, as you do this, we may branch off from talking about books. And then we may talk about the fact that a certain book that she likes may have got brought and made into a movie. And we both were disappointed in how the movie turned out because it really was very different from how the book was written. And it just went off on various different ways. And we both have that reality. This is a reality that we share. We didn't like how the movie turned out to be. So now we're both really having very, very similar reality. Our affinity for each other is growing. So we actually like each other more than what it was when we first started. So if you focus on one area of this triangle, you're going to increase all the other areas. This is not an equilateral triangle because communication is the most important part of the triangle itself. Because without communication, how are you going to find out what's real to someone or if you have similar reality with someone? It's not very easy to do. But they are interrelated, meaning if one goes down, the other two go down as well. If one increases, the other two increase as well. So I want you guys to help me here. So I want you to give me an example of a time where you wanted to communicate with someone, but you didn't know what exactly to communicate about or what to talk about or how to really approach the person. Give me an example of a time where that happened. I'll give you a moment to write that down. All right, good. All right, getting to know your coworkers. Good. Now, a question arises where how do you know what to start talking about to begin with? Because a lot of people wonder, like, okay, what's a good icebreaker? Icebreakers are something that a lot of people like to depend on when it's really like down to the point where it's like, I really need to get something done that's very specific when I'm in a group setting or just with a person. How do I break the ice? Well, the first thing you need to do is you need to have the ability to observe. You have to be able to observe things and pay attention to detail. Because first thing you need to know is someone's name. So what's their names? Okay? What's your name? family, hobbies. Now, if you know, you see that a person always has white fingernail polish on, or you see that they always wear butterflies in their hair, butterfly hair clips, maybe they like butterflies. You can ask questions. It's not going to hurt at all to ask questions to someone. But you can ask them questions about, hey, what is it that you like to do? Do you like butterflies? I see that you always have these really pretty butterfly clips inside of your hair. And I just really want to know, like, do you like butterflies? And based on their answer, you can communicate about butterflies. If they like them, you can just continue to communicate. What do you like about butterflies? Do you have a favorite butterfly? Have you ever caught butterflies before? This is like, just breaks off into various different directions in which you can go in when it comes to communicating with people that allow for you to build a strong connection with that person. Because if you know things that this person really likes, then you can make that connection very strong by focusing on those things. Now, one of the questions that was raised is, how can you correctly choose friends? Now, there's a very specific thing that occurs when it comes to ARC. Have you guys ever spoke with someone? Give me a thumbs up if this has ever happened to you. Have you ever spoke with someone before, and then while you're speaking, you feel like they have taken a subject that you really like, and you kind of walked away kind of feeling kind of bad about what it is that you liked, or haven't communicated about something that you liked? Has that ever happened to you before? Give me a thumbs up if that's happened to you before. You're speaking to someone, and there's some subject that you guys were talking about, and you started to have a not so happy feeling about what it is that you were talking about. All right, thank you, Grace. Of course. So let's say we got Bob and Jane. And Bob, he loves coffee. He just loves a nice cup of coffee. So he talks to Jane about coffee. Jane does not like coffee. No coffee. She hates coffee, actually. And she communicates that fact. Now, Jane and Bob are friends. We'll write their names up here. I don't forget. So, Bob and Jane are friends. But Jane never knew that Bob liked coffee so much. Just one day, Bob bought him a really nice cup of coffee, and he drank it, and he was really happy. Super happy, because he'd never had coffee that tasted this good before. So he's like, not only did he have his coffee, but it tasted really good, and it was the best coffee he ever had in his life. So he's like, I love this coffee that I had. So Jane is like, Bob, wow, you look really happy today. And he's like, yeah, I just had this really great cup of coffee. And she's like, wow, you drink coffee? And he's like, yeah, coffee's amazing, especially this cup that I just got today. It was so good. It was like not too strong, not too sweet. It was just perfect. And she was like, Jane said something like, you know that they use underpaid workers to pick the cocoa beans so that they can grind them down to make coffee. And that's really bad. Anybody who drinks coffee is like, they're supporting this industry that uses these people that are underpaid, and it's just not good. It's not good for people. It's not really good for humanity, and it's just really sad. Now, this communication that Jane is giving Bob makes him feel a bit sad, because when you're drinking a cup of coffee, you're not drinking the cup of coffee and thinking, This tastes like hard labor and underpaid workers. Like, yeah, that's so great. No, he's thinking about how amazing this coffee tastes. But now she's giving him this idea, and it's making him go from happy to like, He's not sad. He just doesn't feel as happy as he did before he started talking to Jane. Now, every now and then, Jane may make a little snarky remark about coffee whenever they're in passing at the office, whatever. This is something you want to watch out for when you're talking to people, okay? I have certain subjects that I call my hypothetical subjects, right? These are subjects that I can act like I like, but I might not have that much care for. So, but I have these subjects because I can communicate it to other people to see what it is that they do with subjects that I like. Because I don't want people to talk to me about bad things regarding subjects that I like. Like, I like going to the gym. I don't want to have a conversation with somebody who thinks people that goes to the gym are a bunch of meatheads that don't do anything but work out. And they're not intelligent, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to have that type of conversation with somebody because I don't need people trying to kill my mood. Therefore, I'm not going to give my likes about the gym to people that I know that do that. Was that a good example? Harika. Harika. It's a really nice name. Where's that name from? Harika Sayana. India. Oh, nice. Very nice. Well, it's a very beautiful name, Harika. Now, I don't want to give this type of information to someone who I know they're going to do nothing but just kind of chop what it is that I like up. They're just going to try to rip it to shreds. They're going to say negative things about it, da-da-da. Now, that doesn't mean that just because Jane and Bob are friends, Jane has to like coffee. That's not what I'm saying. Just because you like something doesn't mean that your friends have to like what you like. But they have to respect you enough to where they don't talk negatively about things that you like to you. Because you like them and you know that you like, they know that you like them. So what kind of friend would intentionally speak negatively about something that you enjoy to you? Like, the intention behind that would not necessarily be good intention. Unless you're doing something or you like something that's actually quite dangerous. Like, I don't know, like eating poison or doing drugs or something like that. If you're doing drugs, and they can just educate you on what it is that drugs do to your body, and you make your decision on what it is that you want to do with that. But yeah, that's pretty much that. But if it's something that's not harming anybody or harming you, then that type of communication is something that's actually going to benefit you. Therefore, these are things that you should look for in people to know whether or not you should actually build connections with them. Because if you know that they do this, it's not worth the time trying to build a connection with them, because you're not going to feel very good around this person, because they're going to take shots at you at various moments in life. And the thing is that there are very specific people that do that. I don't go into that in this webinar, but there are very specific people that do that. I'm going to write this down. Because I'm going to show you where you can get this information from later on, okay? But there's a very specific type of people that do certain things like that try to actually break you down. Now, there's something very important that I actually wanted to talk to you guys about. And this is like a nice little extra. It's like the cherry on top of everything. There's something very important when it comes to building personal relationships with people, building connections. And if you use this, it's three things. This is actually a part of those three things. So if you use this, you're guaranteed to build very strong and lasting connections with people. Okay? Now, This is called manners. This is two N's. I know it looks like an M, but it's two N's. Manners. Having good manners will allow for you to build strong connections and keep those strong connections. Okay? Now, what are manners? Because sometimes people can hear manners and they think, oh, don't burp at the table. Don't put your elbows on the table. Don't talk with your mouth full. I'm not talking about that. Those are good things too that you probably shouldn't do. But that's not what I'm talking about. There are three things that are involved when it comes to manners. One is importance of people. Okay? You want people that you meet to feel important, no matter who they are. Okay? I'm very certain you can think of going to one place and the one person greeted you with so much genuity. They were so genuine in how they greeted you. They made you feel like you were really alive. Have you ever experienced that before? Give me a big thumbs up if you've ever experienced that before. Like someone greeted you, went into some place and someone greeted you, and their greeting was so beautiful that it made you feel alive. Yep, good. Now this person granted you importance. They made you important. Looking at someone and just greeting them, letting them know that I see you. You exist. I care about the fact that you're here. That itself will be the first starting point. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's the first starting point on building relationships, building strong connections, is you being able to grant importance to someone. And this is one thing that is just really big problem on the planet today. This thing right here, okay? Because what do you do when you walk down the street? All you see is this. That's all you see. Every day, all throughout the day. Phones, people in phones, children on phones, tablets, watching YouTube, watching everything. They're just like, oh my gosh. Phones are just taking over everything because there's no importance granted to people, let alone the environment in itself. Like the environment is just so unreal to people. It's not real, you know? So even if we can draw this back to ARC, right? You're stuck in the phone. People are stuck in their phones. The environment and other people are not very real to them because the only terminal that they have for communication is their cell phone. If you can look at someone, that's communication. You're perceiving an individual that's in front of you. If you're locked into your phone, guess what you're not doing? You're not perceiving and communicating with people around you. Therefore, people are not going to be real to you, and you're not going to have a lot of affinity for people because you don't see them. I'll get off my soapbox regarding that now. But we want to make people feel important, okay? That's one thing we want to do. We want to make people feel important. And if you can make someone feel important, that's the first step, and that's you having manners. You walk into a building, there's a person mopping up the floor, you speak to them. You say, hey, how are you doing today? They're going to be very happy. People probably don't normally just ask them how they're doing. They're going to tell you how they're doing, and they're going to keep mopping the floor. You talk to the head of the company, you say, hey, how are you doing today? With the same enthusiasm that you gave the person that was mopping up the floor, taking out the trash, serving you your food. You just give that type of love and enthusiasm to all of those people that you meet. You make these people feel important, okay? Because everybody themselves they feel like they are important. Okay? You feel like you're important because you are important. I feel like I am important because I am important. Now, some people think that they're more important than others, but okay, whatever. But people feel like they are important because they are here. They help someone in their life. You help someone. The fact that you're here is very helpful to someone in their life. Now, so Zoom meetings do not. Now, it's very interesting because right now you have this scheduled. I'm pretty sure you're not walking around the mall right now while listening to this, while watching the Zoom video. You're probably sitting down inside of your home. This is time that you've set out for you to learn, to gain information on how you can build strong connections. But Deprasad, that was a very great comment though. It's very nice. But you are gaining information that's going to be able to help you build affinity. And I like the fact that you're using that word. It's really nice. It's going to help you build affinity with other people. Okay? Now, second part of having manners. Communication. C. Communication. Okay? So, people love to have communication. Okay? They love messages. They love getting communication. If you look at someone, you say, hey, how are you doing today? Hey, I love that shirt. Dita, I love the piece that you're wearing inside of your hair and how it sparkles. I love it. I love your new short haircut. Okay? I can say that to my boss. I love your new short haircut. It looks amazing. I love your new earrings. That's awesome. Let's talk about what you're going to do tomorrow. What are you doing today? What are you having for lunch? People love communication. And not just communication to where there's nothing happening on the other side. They want something to be happening on the other side. I say hello, you say hello back. This is really nice communication, okay? This is what people love. This is what I mean when I say communication. It goes two ways, okay? It's not just one way. Not just, hey, how's it going? Nothing. No. Hey, how's it going? Oh, it's going really good. How are you? Oh, I'm wonderful. Thanks for asking. Oh, not a problem. See? Two-way communication. Two people right there, okay? Now, give me a thumbs up if this, no, give me a thumbs down. Is it possible to give a thumbs down? Give me a thumbs down if this has ever happened to you. You say hello to someone because you're in a good mood. You say hello to someone and they give you no response back. Has that ever happened to you before? Oh, so it is possible to give a thumbs down. All right, good. Give me a thumbs down if that's ever happened to you. You give a communication to someone, whether it be hello, good morning, anything, you give them that communication and they do not give you communication back. Boom, yes, sadly, thumbs down, thumbs down. See, this is manners, not in. They don't have their manners. They have no manners, okay? So, first thing is importance. Second thing, communication. Okay? First thing, making people feel important. Giving people or granting people importance. Second thing, communication. Third thing is local observed proper conduct. Local rituals observed as proper conduct. If I go to Dubai, and I know that most people in Dubai are Islam. They practice Islam, which is a religion, and people do not eat pork. That's something that is a custom in that religion. They do not eat pork. I'm not going to offer somebody who I know practices Islam pork. This is not me observing local rituals or proper conduct. That is very improper conduct. I'm not going to offer somebody who's going to AA meetings a shot of alcohol. I'm not going to play scary movies to someone who's been in a really bad accident in their life where somebody in their family got killed and they witnessed it. I'm not going to talk about these things or say these things around these people. I'm not going to say things that I know are going to hurt someone in some type of way. I'm not going to do or say things that would do that because I can observe proper conduct. Okay? It's something I can do. I can observe proper conduct. I can know what it is that is proper behavior or proper communication that should be given, and I can act that way. I can operate with proper conduct. Okay? Now, these are three things that are held in place when it comes to having manners. Granting people importance, communication, having proper conduct. Okay? These things being in, meaning that they are working for you and they are being utilized by you, meaning, again, we're building strong connections, okay? We're building them. And the fact that we're building them means that we have to do a little bit of work. Might have to do some research, okay? We might have to observe some people, like really understand them. I noticed this individual wears glasses. What kind of glasses do they wear? Do they always wear glasses? I don't know. I noticed that they only write with blue ink pens. Somebody offered them an ink pen before. They saw that it was black and they threw it away. So I don't want the black ink pen. I only like to write with blue. Oh, why is it that you like writing with the color blue ink pen? Like, why is that? I noticed that this individual only likes to wear shorts or sandals, or they like to wear mismatched socks. They like to wear one black sock, one white sock. You have to observe. Because if you're observing something about someone, imagine this. Imagine you're reading a book and the individual finds out what type of book that you're reading. And one day they sit in front of you and they say, hey, I noticed that you were reading The Call of Dragons. I don't think that's the actual name of the book, but let's just say that's the name of the book. I see that you're reading The Call of Dragons, and I want to say I've read that book, and it is an absolute masterpiece. What page are you on? And please tell me how you're enjoying the book now. How would that make you feel? It would definitely make you feel important. If somebody is actually taking the time out to observe you and see what it is that you like. So we should also do the same. We should observe other people. Take the time out to see what it is that they like and communicate about that thing. Because everything doesn't have to be always on me. No, it should be on other people. We are important, but other people are also important. Okay? And then we can communicate with these people that we see are important. Okay? And we will observe proper conduct. All right? We will build ARC with individuals. Now, these are things that you need in order to build strong connections. Now, I spoke about something earlier regarding there's a certain type of person that would normally do things that would try to break down what it is that you really like. Now, for the purpose of time, for the sake of time, I can't go into that right now. But I'm going to give you the information that you need so that you can find out how to discover who those people are so that you can decide for yourself whether or not it is a good thing to hang out with these people or not such a good thing to hang out with these people. Okay? Now, I want to open the floor for questions. I want questions. Does anybody have any questions for me? Is there anything that they feel like I may have missed out on that you wanted me to touch on that I didn't really touch on? Is there any information that any questions that you guys need from me? I'll give you a moment to jot down any questions that you may have thus far. Anybody have any questions? Thank you very much, Bella. Who's worse, boys or girls? Well, everybody is very different, you know? Like, even no girl is the same as other girls. And no man is the same as other men. So I can't really say who's worse, boys or girls. Who should make first contact in family? That's actually a really good question. Um, when it comes to making first contact, the person who asked the question who should make first contact normally is the person who is in a much higher viewpoint, so to say, to make first contact. Okay? Like communication does work both ways. And an individual who's always making first contact will feel like, okay, cool, like this relationship only consists on my doing this, of reaching out and communicating. If you feel that way in your familial relationship, you probably should communicate this to the person. You should, but in a way that is very real for them. Like, hey, I just noticed that I feel, this is how I feel. Because if you say it in a way where it's like, this is how I feel, it takes the weight off of them. So it's not like you're trying to make them wrong. But you're saying, I feel like if I didn't reach out to you, I don't think we would talk at all. And now you communicating this will put it in their space. It'll put it in their mind that, oh, maybe I should reach out more. I've done that before with my mom. I said, look, I feel like anytime we talk, it's because of the fact that I am calling you. Like, I feel like you never really call me. And she just told me that, hey, like, I don't like talking on the phone. Like, that's just not a thing for me. And I was like, oh, okay, I get that. It's fine. And that was that. You know, it was like, I understood she doesn't really like talking on the phone. Therefore, you know, that's kind of why she wouldn't just kind of call. I get it. When I call, we talk, no hard feelings. Like, it's not the end of the world. But if you ask the question, who should make the first contact, normally it's you who should make the first contact. Because the person who's not asking that question, it's not in their universe to make the first contact at all. So if you're wondering, should I call or should I not, or should I wait? You should definitely communicate. Because it's better to communicate than not communicate, okay? And if you're ever in doubt about what it is you should do, you should communicate. Very simple. Communication is always the key. It's always the answer, all right? Now, any advice for icebreakers when approaching people you don't know? Yes, there's definitely advice that I can give. Now, I like to think of myself as a very outgoing person. I can connect with anybody on any subject. Doesn't matter whenever, wherever, however. But the thing is, it has to be very fast. You gotta find something that you can find out that is very real about that person. Like, whether it be you guys are from the same area, how long you live in Ireland. If you live in Ireland, you have a very Irish name. So I would just assume that you live in Ireland. But I don't know that for sure. But yeah, Grace, are you in Ireland, or are you somewhere about in the world with this wonderful Irish name? Yeah, I understand that. All right, there we go. For the green, white, and blue. Ireland born, Ireland proud. I love it. So, oh, sorry, green, white, and orange. I'm sorry. So sorry. For the green, white, and orange. I said blue because normally I'm American, so I say red, white, and blue. So I'm like green, white, and blue, and I'm like, wait, no, 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 no. But sorry for that. But love it. So the icebreaker could be it could be anything that's very quick. Um, did you catch the GAA? Did you catch the football match? Um, do you like football? How long have you been in Ireland? Do you plan on going on vacation soon? It can be anything. Like, hey, like, do you like ice cream? I remember one time I was in. uh, Grace, you're funny. You're a funny lady. Like, I love this. Now, there was one time I was in a group setting, and everybody was extremely quiet, and it just seemed very like waiting for somebody to do something or say something that was going to get everybody talking. And I kid you not, this really happened. I'm standing there. I don't like awkward silences, and I don't necessarily like rooms to be silent for more than 2 seconds. Therefore, I said, I like chocolate milk. I kid you not, everybody burst out laughing. And then everybody in the circle started talking to each other about chocolate milk. And then 2 minutes later, there was conversations about milk, there was conversation about ice cream, there was conversation about different types of food, conversations about movies. Everybody was talking about something different. But the fact that I said I like chocolate milk gave everybody something that they can communicate about. And they started communicating about it, and it just went off in various directions. The biggest icebreaker that you can do is something that is real, that truly comes from you. And I did not intentionally, yes, I did. I did intentionally make that rhyme. But the biggest icebreaker that you can do is something real that comes from you. Okay? If it's real and it's genuine, whatever it is that you communicate to that person, you can build off of it. Okay? You can build off of it, and the conversation is going to go like a rocket. Okay? Now, Deprasad, some people don't know how to deny a conversation respectfully. My pleasure, Grace. Some people don't know how to deny conversation respectfully when they are approached, really, and do not want a conversation. Now, I understand that. I get that. Communication is a right. You have the right to communicate. You also have the right not to communicate. And there's a code that someone can live their life by, and one of the points on that code is do not give or receive communication if you do not yourself want it. Okay? That is a point on that code, and it's just very simple as that. Do not give or receive communication if you yourself do not want it, do not wish it. Okay? So, if you really do not want to have communication with someone, you can say, hey, I'm really not in that mood right now. Please talk. Let's talk some other time. I really want to hear what it is that you have to say, but I would really like to have this conversation at a later date. Could we please schedule that for some other time? Like, there's various different ways where that could be handled for that to happen. Okay? Now, if you want to know more information and practical drills, because I want you all to use what it is that you've learned today, and I want you to build ARC with someone tomorrow. This is something I want you to do tomorrow. Do that. Like, pick one person right now that you can talk to, that you can just walk up to and you can just start talking to. Or you can call on the phone. You can call here and talk to me if you want to. You can practice how to build ARC with someone to have an actual good connection with the person. Strong connection. Okay? But if you want more information on how to not only build a strong connection, but know what traits to look for in people so that you know whether or not they're going to be someone who's worthy of having a connection with you, or the different types of emotional levels that people can be at, and how to communicate with those individuals regarding those specific emotional levels, because not everybody's going to be bursting with joy and enthusiasm. I'm sorry. Like, You're not going to meet everybody you meet isn't always very happy. Some people that you see when you're going throughout your day, understood. We have to do certain things in a new moment in time. I get what you're saying, but we have to do certain things in a new moment in time. And if you are trying to communicate with someone and they do not wish to have communication, there are definitely handlings that can be done that could lean toward them being interested in communication. Because again, some people could be at an emotional level that's a bit lower than where you are. You can be at enthusiasm, but you can be trying to talk to somebody who's at grief. They don't want enthusiastic communication. That's not what's going to make them communicate. You have to come to a very specific level to make them be willing to communicate with you. Because here we're going into the willingness that they have to communicate with you. Now, if you want to get data on that, New Slant on Life. A New Slant on Life is a book that goes over various aspects of life, and it's going to give you exactly what you need to combat these situations like you're giving now. If there's someone who's unwilling to talk, there are things that could be done that could address their willingness, and then it could inspire them to communicate with you by things that you're doing. It's not like reverse psychology or anything like that. It's just you just doing good things to meet them where they are, because everybody isn't on the same page all the time. But sometimes there's things that need to be done to bring someone on that page. Sometimes that's just meeting them where they are. But you need to get the New Slant on Life book, and we're going to have a deal for you today. And the deal is you get the New Slant on Life book, and we're going to throw in a book called The Components of Understanding, which breaks down ARC fully, and then also gives you practical exercises that you can do to build your ARC. Okay? So we're going to drop a link in there so that you can see. You can go and look at the deal that we have. The deal only lasts until 9:30. So you get this book at before 9:30. We're going to throw in a booklet called The Components of Understanding. Okay? And New Slant on Life goes over various different areas. I'm going to read the back of the book for you. Okay? What are your goals? Where are you going? Why are you here? What are you? Scientology has answers to these questions, good answers that are true, answers that work for you. For the subject matter of Scientology is you. Okay? There's various different aspects inside this book. It covers different aspects of life. It gives you tools that will equip you to go out and build strong connections with people and know who you should build strong connections with. I'm going to open the floor up for any questions. You guys click on that link. Make sure that link works. If it doesn't work, please let us know so that we can fix whatever problem may be there so that we can get you the information that you need. But I'm going to open the floor up for any questions or any final statements anybody would like to make. If there's any big ideas that you have, any realizations that you may have had from coming to the webinar, please type them down. I'd love to hear from you. But I'll open the floor up for you guys now. As we reach the end of this webinar. final questions? Any ideas? Have you discovered a way that you can use ARC to build a connection with someone? Do you have that person in mind that you want to build a strong connection with? The book would give you information on the type of personalities that one would find in life that are helpful and not so helpful to their life and their growth and their development. Those people that would that would try to chop up your affinity, it's a very specific type of person that would do that. There's very specific characteristics that you can look for when it comes to these people. And if you see these characteristics, you know, okay, cool. I can stay within arm's length of that person. Not like write them off altogether, just say, oh, to the birds with you. But you keep it with arm distance so that they can't hurt you. You can speak to them, that's fine, because in communication there's distance. But there's also tools in here regarding the workplace, how things should be going at work, children, family, various different subjects as well. And you use these tools to better understand people around you and your situations and how you can attack them in life, which goes entirely into how you can build strong connections. But thank you, Paul. That was a wonderful question. Thank you very much. How to approach people that are fed up with communication, tired of it, for example, at their job, when they come home, they just want to be silent and move on to communicate something. Wow, that's actually a really good question. There's actually, it's not in this book, it's in another book. There's an exercise that one can do that would allow for them to get into a space where they no longer feel that way. Because Spella, normally, when people are in that type of mood, there's something else happening, and it's not you. You're not the problem, or wherever they're targeting their whatever. It's not them that's the problem. They're carrying things with them. What needs to happen is that they need to get to a point to where they don't have this bubble of okay? They're carrying this around. Now, something that you can ask this person to do that's going to allow for them to not. But there's something that you can do that would allow for this person to get that off, okay? Now, my time is up for tonight. I get it, Deeprasad. Deeprasad, I encourage you to read New Slant on Life. You get this book because you're going to find in this book various ways that you can communicate with these people in a very effective way that doesn't create any type of interactions that are non-optimal. Okay, understanding what's inside this book and using what's inside this book is going to open up the door to where you are able to communicate with these individuals without there being any non-optimal reactions. Okay? Now, don't take my word on it. I'm just very good at communicating with people and connecting with people at various different levels. But that's all that I have for this evening. I hope that you enjoyed this webinar, and I look forward to hearing from successes from you in your application of what you went over today. Okay? And I guarantee you, get the book, simply because of the fact that it will help you tremendously in your life. Reading it and using what you read. It's getting information just for the sake of information is not helpful to anybody. Read the information, use the information, improve your life, and discover your full potential. All right? Thank you very much. Have a great night. Thank you. See you guys next Tuesday.